Alright, let's get into today's trade recap. I took 4 break-even trades in a row before I finally took a loss or a win. Which honestly, I know people say break-even is better than a loss, and it is, don't get me wrong, but I mean, this shit it's pretty annoying. Especially when, you get stopped break-even and the trade plays out, so. But anyways, let's get into today's trade recap. So, overall on gold, I was extremely bearish. Not extremely bearish, but we've been very bearish the daily. So we have C1, C2, C3, C4. Now, oh god, I made dots, bro. Damn it. Yeah, whatever. I'll fix it later. Okay, so this is C4 right here. Now, I was expecting a new phase of price on Monday, but Monday gave us a gap down, right? So we're unlikely to get that new phase of price when we gap like that. So I didn't really give this day much what's the word I'm looking for? Much attention, I guess. Just because we gap down, it's going to be a weird day. So after we have this gap down, I'm expecting a new phase of price in the next daily candle. And that's what we get. We get a little inside bar action. So then, since this is an inside bar, we don't know exactly what's going to happen. So we want to see what the next daily candle does. And what does the next daily candle do? Extreme bearish, closes through these lows, right? So we're obviously continuing our downtrend. We're not reversing. We're still bearish, right? Now going into today, I was bearish, but I didn't want to target external range liquidity because overnight we created a pretty large wick, right? So with this wick being this large, it's unlikely that we expand the previous day low. So I was looking for internal range liquidity. Now we scroll down to the 4-hour. We had an S&T inside of this 4-hour fair value gap with silver. Silver was also reacting off a 4-hour fair value gap of its own. And then we scroll down to the hourly time frame. We had another SMT. This created a 2-stage SMT with gold taking this high and silver taking this high. I took the high right here, 2-stage SMT. Now, technically this is C2 because this is an equal close, so it's not technically a sweep. But the reason why I still traded it is because it was C3 on silver. So with it being C3 on silver, that means I can still trade it on gold because they're correlated assets, right? So just waited for the hourly candle to close. Waited to see what 10 o'clock did. 9:30 gave us a move down, so I'm really just expecting a continuation at 10 o'clock. That's what happens. And I market ordered on my live account, and my funded accounts, I got a little bit of a better entry just because copy trader didn't work on some of the accounts. Not really sure why. I'm gonna have to fix that, but yeah, super simple trade. Draw on liquidity was just a swing low that we made overnight, so super simple. Now we'll talk about the crude trade. I usually don't talk about break evens, but I'm already doing a trade recap, so might as well. And I just realized I'm not logged into my okay. All right, well, whatever. Do this with no executions, I guess. So overall, I was a little bearish. I was bullish going into the opening of today. I wanted to see previous day high get taken, but obviously as we start to trade away from daily open, it's very unlikely that we still take that high, right? So we started to trade away from previous day open. If we look at London kind of, Asia, you can say Asia gave us a reversal, but in my opinion, not really, because we're still in this range, right? We didn't trade outside of this. But London gives us trading out of the range, right? So once we get that, I am bearish. We had this hourly fair value gap that I wanted to see crude oil respect if I was going to continue to be bearish, which we did with this hourly sweep and close. So hourly candle closed. Waited for this limit order since it was so far away I couldn't market order. Yeah, got to stop break even on this candle because we formed a SMT with this low, so I went break even. This was the first trade of the day, so I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't say I was pissed, but I was like, dude, that's like my 4th break even in a row. But we still caught the gold trade, so it's all good. Nice little 4RR. That's the thing about trading, you can go from, I guess I wouldn't call it a shit week because I wasn't down money, I was gray, but I mean, you can go from not a good week to all of a sudden you catch a 4RR, you know what I mean? That's just the beauty of trading. But yeah, that's the trade recap for today. Both trades super simple. Just looking for an internal continuation on crude oil, and gold, same thing really. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, just let me know.